A long time ago, in the year 2012, my parents and I went to visit a property that is usually rented. That time, many family members, such as cousins, uncles, and grandparents, we agreed to go to such a splendid place. We took a lot of food so we could make a delicious sancocho for everyone. We also packed bathing clothes so we could go to the creek that was there and cool off a little because at that time it was very hot in the afternoons. The day of the trip, there were some inconveniences that didn't allow us to arrive at such a faraway place early in the morning, as it was the case that my cousins and aunts got up to have breakfast and take a bath quite late, when the rest of the family was ready to start the trip. That happened because when they heard the alarm clock, they were lazy. They turned it off and continued sleeping as if they didn't remember the adventure we were going to live. Several members of the family had a car, so we decided that a number of family members would occupy a car and so on with the others. While we were in the car, we decided to listen to music and played some didactic games to avoid being bored during the outbound trip. It took us an hour to get to the property. When we arrived at the place, we found a great variety of flowers at the entrance, and also the people who were taking care of the place were very kind and helpful people. There were several paths to walk. However, the adults, my cousins and I, decided to play sapo. After a while, we went to play soccer. The others changed clothes to go for a swim in the small stream. The water coming down was very clean. We were in that place almost all day until sunset. Some enjoyed it, danced, and got drunk. They didn't drink much liquor because in the afternoon when it was time to return they had to drive again. Well, in any case, we didn't stay overnight. It was a day trip because it was a Sunday and the next day many of my relatives had to go back to work. We didn't buy anything because there were no such activities in that place. But some family members, especially the women, brought some plants as a gift. The flowers that sprouted from them were very beautiful and turned out to be a natural source of admiration. This little trip was quite enjoyable as we spent some time with nature and cleared our minds. The only bad thing was that when we returned, because of the amount of plants and food that had been put inside the cars, it was heavy. So the cars didn't move on that rocky road. We had to leave some things in the place and take the other things that were lighter, and we even asked the others if they could still fit in their cars. But unfortunately there was no more space for anything in their cars. And as if that were not enough, the car in which I was with my parents had a flat tire. We had to get out and wait a little to inflate it. After that, we could go, but it was already dark. So we had to go with much more caution, especially in areas that had curves, to avoid crashing with other people